Hey everybody, I'm going to talk to you today about parabolas in standard form. So we're going to talk about first the parabolas that open upwards. Standard form here, x minus h squared equals 4p times y minus k. And so the first thing we're going to look at is our vertex here. That's going to be h and k. And then the focus here is p units away from the vertex, and as well it's 2p away from the curve. If you go in the other direction, if you go p units in the other direction, that's your directrix. And so the graphs for those, the graph for your focus is going to be h, that's from your vertex, and then k minus p, or I'm sorry, k plus p. It's plus p because we're going up p units. And then the directrix is going to be, the graph for that is y equals k. Again, that's k from h and k, the vertex. It's k minus p because we're going down p units. Regarding the direction of the graph, if you got positive p, your graph is going to open up, your parabola is going to open up, and then if your p is negative, your graph is going to open down. So we'll do a couple of examples of this, but just know that as well your graph can open to the right or to the left, and again your focus is going to be p units away from the vertex. Sorry, your vertex is here, and that's still h and k. Your focus is going to be p units away from the vertex, and then it's going to be 2p units away from the curve of the parabola. Then you go in the other direction, p units, and that's your directrix. And then so standard form of that, you got y minus k, that's squared, equals 4p times x minus h. The graph for your focus is going to be h plus p, again because we're starting here at h and then we're going plus p units to the right, h plus p comma k, and then the directrix is going to be x, because it's here on that. If you picture the x-axis and the y-axis, it's intercepting that x line. So you got x equals h minus p, again because we're going this way to get to that directrix. If your p is positive, your graph opens to the right, and if your p is negative, it opens to the left. So we're going to try an example here. We're going to try x squared equals 8y. So this form is in x minus h squared equals 4p times y minus k. Might not look like it, but it is. Just in this case, our vertex, which if you remember is h and k, is just going to be 0. Let's do that first. Since h and k are both 0, that means our vertex is going to be 0, comma 0. So we're just going to go from the point of origin. So the next thing we need to find is p. So we're going to set this equal to 4p, and then just solve for p. We divide both sides by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So our p is going to equal 2. So now that we've got our p and we've got our vertex, we can make a quick graph here. Just a rough graph. Again, we know our vertex is 0, 0. So we're going here. And then we know that our focus is p, so we're going to go up 2. 1, 2. Boom. There we go. And then we've got, we know that the focus is going to be, wait, I'm sorry. No, that's right. Yeah. The focus is p units up from the vertex, and then the curve is 2p to the left or to the right. Sorry about that. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then our graph is going to kind of look like this roughly. So then to find our directrix, we go p units in the other way. 1, 2. It's going to be here. So then to graph those, we know that our focus is going to be h, comma, k plus p. And we know here that h is 0, k is 0, and if we go up p units, 2 units, then our f is going to be 0, comma 2. And then to find our directrix, that is y equals k minus p. So again, from h and k, our vertex k minus p, that's y equals -2. And we see that here. This is our x-axis, our y-axis. Here we see our focus and our directrix. So that's the first example we're going to do. We're going to do one more. This one is going to be y minus 2 squared equals 4 times x minus 1. The form for this is going to be the square root of y minus k equals 4p times x minus h. So first thing we're going to find here is our vertex. Again, that's h and k. So if we look at h, is going to be 1, and then k is going to be 2. So our vertex is 1, comma 2. Then we need to find p. So we're going to set 4 equal to 4p, and we divide each side by 4, and p equals 1. So let's graph this really fast. It's going to look like this. So our vertex at 1, comma 2, bam, here's 1, 1, 2. And then p, we know is 1, so we're going to go p here. Here's our focus. And then we're going to go 2p up and down, 1, 2, and 1, 2. And our graph is going to look like this, sort of. Then to find our directrix, the directrix here is going to be x equals h minus p. So h here, 1 minus p, 1 minus 1 is 0. So x equals 0. It's going to be hard to see, but our directrix just goes along here on the y-axis. And that's 2 parabolas in standard form. I hope that helped. Thanks for watching.